Sun has been worshipped. The sun has been worshipped as a life-giver to our planet since ancient times. The industrial ages gave us the understanding of sunlight as an energy source. India is endowed with vast solar energy potential. About 5,000 trillion kilowatt-hours per year energy is incident over India's land area, with most parts receiving 4 to 7 kilowatt-hours per square m per day. Solar photovoltaic power can effectively be harnessed, providing huge scalability in India. Solar also provides the ability to generate power on a distributed basis and enables rapid capacity addition with short lead times. Off-grid decentralized and low-temperature applications will be advantageous from a rural application perspective, and meeting other energy needs for power, heating and cooling in both rural and urban areas. From an energy security perspective, solar is the most secure of all sources, since it is abundantly available. Theoretically, a small fraction of the total incident solar energy can meet the entire country's power requirements. There has been a visible impact of solar energy in the Indian energy scenario during the last few years. Solar energy-based decentralized and distributed applications have benefited millions of people in Indian villages by meeting their cooking, lighting, and other energy needs in an environment-friendly manner. The social and economic benefits include reduction in drudgery among rural women and girls engaged in the collection of fuel wood from long distances and cooking in smoky kitchens, minimization of the risks of contracting lung and eye ailments, employment generation at village level, and ultimately, the improvement in the standard of living and creation of opportunity for economic activities at village level. Further, solar energy sector in India has emerged as a significant player in the grid-connected power generation capacity over the years. It supports the government agenda of sustainable growth, while emerging as an integral part of the solution to meet the nation's energy needs and an essential player for energy security. National Institute of Solar Energy has assessed the country's solar potential of about 748 gigawatts, assuming 3% of the waste land area to be covered by solar PV modules. Solar energy has taken a central place in India's National Action Plan on Climate Change, with National Solar Mission as one of the key missions. National Solar Mission (NSM) was launched on January 11, 2010. NSM is a major initiative of the Government of India with active participation from states to promote ecological sustainable growth while addressing India's energy security challenges. It will also constitute a major contribution by India to the global effort to meet the challenges of climate change. The mission's objective is to establish India as a global leader in solar energy by creating the policy conditions for solar technology diffusion across the country as quickly as possible. The mission targets installing 100 gigawatts grid-connected solar power plants by the year 2022. This is in line with India's intended nationally determined contributions, INDCs, target to achieve about 40% cumulative electric power installed capacity from non-fossil fuel-based energy resources, and to reduce the emission intensity of its GDP by 33 to 35% from 2005 level by 2030. In order to achieve the above target, Government of India have launched various schemes to encourage generation of solar power in the country, like Solar Park Scheme, VGF schemes, CPSU scheme, Defense scheme, Canal Bank and Canal Top scheme, Bundling scheme, Grid-connected solar rooftop scheme, etc. Various policy measures undertaken included declaration of trajectory for renewable purchase obligation, RPO, including solar, waiver of interstate transmission system, ISTS, charges and losses for interstate sale of solar and wind power for projects to be commissioned up to March 2022, must-run status, guidelines for procurement of solar power, the tariff-based competitive bidding process, standards for deployment of solar photovoltaic systems and devices, provision of rooftop solar and guidelines for development of smart cities, amendments in building laws for mandatory provision of rooftop solar for new construction or higher floor area ratio, infrastructure status for solar projects, raising tax-free solar bonds, providing long-tenor loans from multilateral agencies, etc. Recently, India stands fourth in solar PV deployment across the globe as on end of 2021. Solar power installed capacity has reached around 61.97 gigawatts as on November 30, 2022. Presently, solar tariff in India is very competitive and has achieved grid parity. Brief on off-grid solar PV program. Off-Grid Solar PV Applications Program is one of the oldest programs of the ministry aimed at providing solar PV-based applications in areas where grid power is either not available or is unreliable. Applications such as solar home lighting systems, solar street lighting systems, solar power plants, solar pumps, solar lanterns and solar study lamps are covered under the program. Under the National Solar Mission, a target of 2,000 MWP was kept for off-grid solar PV applications. Under the Phase I of the mission from 2010 to 13, a target of 200 MWP was kept against which 253 MWP was sanctioned, and under the Phase II from 2013-17, a target of 500 MWP was kept against which 713 MWP has been sanctioned. Under Phase III of the Off-Grid and Decentralized Solar PV Applications Program, a target of 118 megawatts has been kept excluding solar pumps which are to be installed under PM Kusum scheme, and solar home lights which are being taken up under Saubhagya scheme of Ministry of Power. Application-wise status of the installations under Off-Grid and Decentralized Solar PV Applications Program is as: solar pumps are an important component of the Solar Off-Grid program as it provides reliable irrigation facility in rural/remote areas of the country. Solar photovoltaic water pumping systems can easily meet the irrigation requirements of landholdings for small and marginal farmers. Therefore, solar pumps are being installed to replace the existing diesel pump used for irrigation. Program was first started by MNRE in the year 1992. From 1992 to 2014, about 11,600 solar pumps were installed in the country. During 2014 to 15, the government allocated 400 rupees crore for installation of 1 lakh solar pumps for irrigation and drinking water in the country. Till date, about 2.37 lakh solar pumps have been installed under the solar pump program. Up to 30% of the benchmark cost of the solar pumps is provided as CFA under the scheme. Standalone solar pumps were part of the Off-Grid and Decentralized Solar PV Applications scheme up till March 31, 2017. Government have recently launched a new scheme named Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uthan Mahabhiyan, PM Kusum, which aims to install new standalone solar pumps in off-grid areas and to solarize existing grid-connected agricultural pumps. This will provide farmers with reliable source of irrigation, increase farmers' income and their overall economic status and well-being. Grid-connected solar power sector in India has emerged as a fast upcoming section in last few years. It supports the government agenda of sustainable growth, while emerging as an integral part of the solution to meet the nation's energy needs and an essential player for energy security. A target of installing 100 gigawatts of grid-connected solar power by 2022 has been kept. In order to achieve the above target, Government of India have launched various schemes to encourage generation of solar power in the country like Solar Park Scheme, VGF schemes, CPSU scheme, Defense scheme, Canal Bank and Canal Top scheme, Bundling scheme, Grid-connected solar rooftop scheme etc. Various policy measures are also undertaken to promote the grid-connected solar power plants. India has achieved 4th rank in the world in solar power deployment. As on November 30, 2022, solar projects of capacity of 61.97 gigawatts has been commissioned in the country. The capacity of 61.97 gigawatts includes 52 gigawatts from ground-mounted solar projects, 7.82 gigawatts from rooftop solar projects, and 2.09 gigawatts from off-grid solar projects. With technological improvements, economy of scale and reduction in solar cell/module prices, solar tariff in India is now competitive and has achieved grid parity. Year-wise achievement of grid-connected solar power project are as